Hey, before we get into the podcast, I just want to thank this week's sponsor. This week's sponsor is Sock Panda. They are a monthly sock subscription service, and I have personally bought them for members of my family, specifically my daughter. She absolutely loved them. Once a month, she'd be able to go out to the mailbox and get a new pair of socks, and it was always a surprise on like what they were. Sometimes it was like a surfing squirrel, and other times there were aliens. It was just pretty much all sorts of socks for everything you could possibly imagine. And they have men's socks, women's socks, tween socks, kids socks, and you can go on and you can purchase just one set, or you can get a subscription, and it makes for a great gift. And we're heading into the holiday season, and supply chains are an issue, so this is going to be a great gift that gives for the whole year or 6 months or however long you want to sign up for the sock subscription. And even better than that, the Sock Panda team is dedicated to using its socks to make the world a better place. The company donates socks to those in need for every purchase. As of today, the company has donated over 141,000 pairs of socks to homeless shelters, low-income senior centers, hospitals, and underprivileged classrooms throughout the country. You can't go wrong with Sock Panda. They make great stuff, and they do great things. And today, they're giving our listeners a 15% discount. So you can go to sockpanda.com/discounts/inebriart15 to get 15% off your order. And we just want to say thank you to them for sponsoring the show. And make sure you go there and get some socks for yourself or for your loved ones this holiday season. Welcome back to the Bar Talk Podcast. I am Andy of Inebriart. I am joined today by Fish, who now has a microphone.
I just muted it. Hi.
The frustration when you push the unmute button, that was genuine.
He is our editor.
My frustration is always genuine.
Yeah.
And endless.
That's my secret. I'm always cranky.
He's like
supply on frustration.
He's like the Hulk. And Dan Mahoney of staff. I can't fucking talk today.
No, my restaurant name is the easiest to know.
I know.
You're really good at going,
And that is Jordan Shabbat of Speedwell Tavern, who's now okay with making fun of me.
Yes, you got one episode.
Yeah, you got one grace period.
Yeah. And so we were just kind of talking before, and we figured why not record it because we were getting into the conversation. But during COVID, there was obvious supply issues, and those supply issues seem to be carrying over. Do you think that's just going to be the way of business for going forward for some time? Like, what are we running into? You guys were talking about Corona, which I did not know about.
Yeah, knock the virus, the beer.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, I didn't know about Corona at all.
Yeah. Well, I think there's no secret now. Every industry is being impacted by basically lack of employment. And it goes all the way down the supply chain. Yep. So it's not just your local restaurant or retail store or coffee shop that's shorthanded. Manufacturing plants are shorthanded. Shipping and receiving is shorthanded. People who work on these giant cargo ships in the Pacific are shorthanded. There's no one to load the containers. There's no one to empty the containers. And so now there's just a bevy of cargo ships up. This is the one example over in California, up on the Pacific coast, of imports coming in, and there's no one there to unload those cargo ships. So it's like, when is it going to be something I need? Well, that's where we're at right now. So
Yep.
Corona comes from the Mexican border, and there's issues there as well, as we all know.
Yep, with tequila too.
Yep. So we're getting impacted by that.
I know there's like can issues and stuff like that.
Yes. Yeah, can's been for a while.
Yep.
Yeah, aluminum.
Yep.
And even right down to stupid things like lithium batteries and microchips.
Oh, yeah, microchips a big thing, yeah.
You know, and that, you don't think that, no one's going to drink a microchip. Sure, but what if your POS system
Desperate
fails?
times come from desperate men.
Yeah. And what if the delivery trucks break down and they need to buy a new one? That's microchips. They're going to be, you
can't even fix your car without a microchip anymore.
Yeah.
And, you know, and even some refrigeration and stuff like that, so.
Even some fucking people, yo.
Yeah.
Fish.
Yeah. So I don't see it. To answer your question, I don't see it going away anytime soon. This isn't going to be something that's going to change in a month or even a year. I think we're going to just kind of readjust to what we're expecting.
Yep.
2-day delivery is long gone.
Do you think it's
Paying Prime for no fucking reason.
For real though.
Do you think it's somewhat of the spoiled American being like, oh, I can get whatever I want whenever I want it kind of thing, and now we're like, oh, okay, that's not really how everything works everywhere?
Yes.
Yep.
Short answer, yes.
Short answers are awesome for podcasting. Thanks a lot.
They're few
Long
and far
answer.
between.
No, yeah. I mean, it is what I don't want to pick on Americans. It's all I know. But yeah, I think we are. We're victims to our instant gratification. We want to know something, we can go on our phone and find it out immediately. We want to order something, we can have it here in 2 days. We don't got to leave our house.
Yep.
Where we live in a time where everything tastes good and nothing satisfies, frankly. And we're starting to realize how spoiled we were because
And they can't even put us in the Matrix. There's no goddamn microchips.
I know. Frig.
It's because they used them up in the
Or
vaccine.
are we in it right now?
Eh,
And it's short of microchips, so that's why we
If
keep
this
running
is the
on it.
Matrix, I'm complaining.
That was the whole point of the Matrix. They couldn't make it good because we rejected it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like I would have been okay with it. It was a little better.
Yeah. Yeah. But what do you do? I mean, if you can't get Corona, they're just going to drink something else, right? You really think someone's going to up and leave a bar because they can't get a Corona?
No.
Right. And like even the things you can get are more expensive now, but
Yeah.
you just raise the price because they're getting expensive everywhere. So it's just a matter of us all kind of adjusting to it, I guess, and
So the federal unemployment boost is over, and not everyone, a huge number of people were blaming that for the staffing issues. Do you think that's what the issue was? Are you suddenly inundated with applications?
I think it had something to do with it for sure. I think it'd be ignorant to say anytime you give people money for doing nothing, it's not going to influence how much they want to work.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Was it necessary? I'm in the camp that says it was. You forcefully shut people's places of work down for good reason, so people don't get sick. Well, they have no means of living anymore, so you have to do something about it. You can't take something away and then not solve the problem from the other end. So that I get. But yeah, it's been taken away for about 3 weeks now, the extension, and I have gotten a couple applications. I've gotten a couple old employees coming back looking for supplemental work, which is great. And no harm, no foul there, no bad blood. I would have done the same thing. I didn't get the benefits of that because I am the owner of the business, so I just had to close and not make any money at all.
You got the opposite.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm not bitter or anything, right?
Doesn't sound like you at all.
No, but I think the main issue is, and it's not so much an issue, and I'll admit it as a restaurant owner who came up through restaurants, we weren't paying people enough. And you ask anybody, I would love to just say everyone makes $25 to $30 an hour for working in my kitchen. And now they make 20. And again, I'll comfortably say that out loud. I don't care. We're in the age where everyone should know what everyone's making. If you're hiding it, then you're probably doing something wrong. But I have to charge more. Like, the restaurant doesn't make enough to pay everybody $25 an hour because I can't charge everybody $2 per chicken wing. Now I can. I have to, because that's what everybody's charging.
Yep.
It's just like I said, everyone's got to adjust. But the issue is a lot of people don't want to put themselves at risk at working in a high volume, highly populated place like a restaurant anymore, because there are risks beyond being tired and being underpaid. And now you can get sick. Now you can kill one of your loved ones by bringing home Delta variant of COVID. Like, there are other risks involved, and people have tried other things. They've started an entrepreneurship. They've taken a chance and started a job that they never thought they would like or think they'd be good at, and they found out, hey, I can do something else other than serve or bartend. And that's kind of what, from the restaurant point of view, is we're dealing with now. Is a lot of people can work from home. A lot of people are teachers, yoga teachers, or they're doing arts and crafts, or they're baking on the side, or like they found other ways to make money. People will persevere, and they're not going to come back now, And it is what it is. We have to kind of incentivize the younger generation, I think, At least a place like mine, like where you can hire people without experience.
Without experimenting on
Without
it.
experimenting.
Definitely not experimenting.
And,
We've talked about this.
You brave it for now. Wait till that next generation to come up, and if you could look at it as an overpay, I think my staff's finally getting the value they deserve at the expense of the consumer, because I had to raise my prices in order to do that, so we could pay rent, we could pay our bills, and all that stuff. That's how it works. You don't just pluck money from the money tree. But yeah, now they're all making better money, and I think there was a necessary thing that had to happen. Personally, a lot of my restaurant owner friends won't agree with me, but it is what it is. There's your long-winded answer for some content.
I forgot what the fucking question was.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I didn't even know you asked one. I thought you just started talking.
Are we even recording?
Jordan just walks
God,
around
was
the
I supposed to record
microphone.
that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Good luck editing that.
You don't have to edit anything.
But what are these? So we said Corona, tequila. What are the other things that are
I mean, you
You're
had
running
food
out
shortages
of-
for a little bit, right?
Food shortages are
Yep.
bad
Yeah.
still, and even the stuff you can get is really
Dude,
expensive.
the price of
Yep.
beef is through the roof.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Beef. That reminds me of a Mr. Show skit. I don't know. No one probably watches Mr. Show. Sorry. Price of beef going through the fucking roof. Yeah, chicken wings. Like I said, chicken wings. We're we're getting into football season now, and that's chicken wings, like the universal football food.
Has that started to recover at all? Because I remember like even Wingstop went to Thigh Stop. And
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
And it was recovering a little bit. But that's the thing, like, they know they can get so much money now for chicken.
Right.
Like, it's not going to go back.
that price doesn't really go back.
Right. The
to
competition has to go up first, then it'll go back down. You got to wait for that first chicken farmer to lower his prices a little bit to undercut. And no one did it. And actually, there's a huge lawsuit out right now for all the major chicken manufacturers, Tyson, Purdue, and I forgot the other one, Cook, all got busted for basically insider trading with their pricing.
Yeah.
So they would like call each other and be like, hey, like, let's raise the price $1. It's like competing against each other, but basically breaking all the rules of capitalism and saying together raising all their, so
they're not a monopoly, but they're acting as a monopoly.
correct,
Yeah.
correct. And controlling the market from within. And
So yeah, price fixing.
Yeah.
yeah, price fixing. Exactly. Thank you. Easiest way.
There's a, whether you like him or dislike him, I know there's been some talk whether his documentaries are real or not, but Morgan Spurlock, the Super Size Me guy, did one about the chicken industry and how it impacts fast food. It's a good watch.
I'll have to check it out.
I can't remember what the hell it's called, though. But just look at Morgan Spurlock chicken, you'll find it. Like, to the point where he ended up opening his own fast food chicken store.
No shit.
Yeah, restaurant, chicken store.
Yeah, they call it the chicken store.
The chicken store. It's called like Cluck You or something like that. And he's got like a couple of them now. Like, it became a thing.
Good.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever.
It's interesting. Yeah, check it out. So, Dan, what have you guys been struggling to keep in stock?
Just booze.
Yeah.
Like you said, tequila's been the biggest one.
Do you guys do food?
Sometimes. Depends on the day. No,
Yeah.
we do.
I just realized I'm like, I don't even know if they have food there.
Yeah.
Mozzarella sticks.
No mozzarella sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No mozzarella sticks
No.
right now.
What the hell?
My
Waffle fries.
Nope, regular fries.
I'm
Wait, are mozzarella sticks like a
can't
shortage?
get 'em right now.
Or
Yes.
No, we never did.
Oh.
One of the owners is morally against mozzarella sticks.
Huh.
I guess
Why?
it's just, I don't know.
It's weird.
Italian
I just-
in the big Irish bar. Or
No, they're Greek family. So,
Oh, right. That's
yeah.
right.
Yep.
That's right. I think the city. I think Irish bar immediately.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
There is a mozzarella stick shortage right
Is
now.
there?
That's crazy.
How?
Yeah. I don't know. It might be just getting them over here. You can't think about the item. You got to think about how it gets
Yeah,
to you.
it's-
You know?
Oh, okay.
Is mozzarella
Yeah.
one of those things that only can be made in a certain region?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Jordan makes it in the basement speedball all the
I was
time.
gonna say, you ever-
You say that you can make your own mozzarella cheese.
No, I know.
Yeah.
You ever try making your own mozzarella sticks? It's fucking impossible.
Well, I remember talking to Colin from Dylan's in Plymouth, and they used to have like mozzarella sticks that everyone loved, and they couldn't do them anymore because it's too much work.
Yeah,
Too
and,
much
it,
prep.
and they explode in your fryer if you don't
Yep.
make them correctly, and then you're stuck with
You leave them for
breadcrumbs and-
5 seconds too long.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just not worth it. So the frozen ones are delicious. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, fuck
They're
yeah.
fucking amazing.
Absolutely.
But yeah, shortage.
It's deep fried cheese. You're gonna have a hard time not making it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Some places manage to do that though.
Yeah, there is a mozzarella stick shortage. There's a waffle fry shortage. Carl exclusively serves waffle fries.
I've noticed that the last
Say
few
waffle
times.
flies.
Listen, Andy, take it down a notch.
Apparently, whatever I have is contagious.
Yeah.
I was really just going to compliment Andy's Jordan impression. It was amazing.
But I have noticed that the last couple times I've eaten here that there were no waffle fries. Mm-hmm. But they did an excellent job substituting them. I don't know what they're using, but those fucking delicious.
They
had
put
to-
shoestrings over other shoestrings perpendicular.
Carl's in the back, super gluing them together.
Yeah, they now hand weave their own waffle fries.
They make the smiley face fries now.
Oh, I had those. That was my French Fried Tuesday
That's great.
special.
Did you?
Yeah, calm vibes and peaceful fries, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
booze has been the biggest thing for us.
Booze.
Yeah.
What do you do when you have like someone complain about it? Because there is, I don't know if there's people living under rocks, but people that are going out drinking and eating right now, it seems like half of them don't understand. Like they don't, it's not affecting them directly in their life. So when they go into a restaurant, they expect you to have everything they want or the prices to be what they were. I don't know what to do about that.
I mean, we're such a high volume. Like, it's not, if I say I don't have Casamigos, I have Don Julio.
Yeah.
There's usually not pushback. It's
Right.
not like I'm giving them well tequila,
Right.
which I
Right.
fucking should. No. But even then, we run out of well tequila. Like, it's not like it's just good tequila. It's run out of all tequila.
Right.
So most people are good with, we don't have that many issues with it. They just won't get it. They'll get something else.
Right.
So,
I'm
It's not-
getting a lot of that. I mean, a lot of people are like, what do you mean you don't have this on the menu anymore? And I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I'm in such an attitude now, and I'm just like, go somewhere else, dude.
But
Yeah.
everyone has trimmed down their menu. Like, I mean, I can't think of anywhere that's expanded their menu.
Right, and that's because you go out.
Yeah.
But there are people that come in, and you would think they haven't been out. Maybe they haven't been out in 2 years. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you go out like once every 3 weeks as a treat and you're not constantly at a bar, you go in and it's like, wait a second, why
What do you
did
mean?
change?
What do you mean?
Right.
Why are you looking
Yeah.
at me when you're saying you're not constantly at a bar? Is that supposed to fucking mean fish? Some intervention?
Constantly at a
this is
bar.
Andy's
Yeah, I
intervention.
know. I know.
Yeah, no.
Andy, I can't hold
You're
an
my
intervention
kind of
for you
people.
because then it becomes an intervention for me.
These
We
mics
call that
aren't even
trickle
plugged
down
in.
intervention.
It's like, I need your drinking to justify my drinking, okay?
All right, fair enough.
It's called enabling.
I drink professionally.
I used to. Now I got to retire. Forced into early retirement.
Well, the funny part is like
Jordan
the,
Chabot, the Sandy Koufax of drinking.
Here's a baseball reference.
I was
He's
gonna say, I
back,
don't
everybody.
It is
what
from the
that
60s, but I'm sorry, the Bobby Orr.
all right,
Great, but had to stop early.
okay. But I mean, I find that I drank more when we weren't busy. Now that we're getting busy again, I don't drink as much.
Yeah, you just can't. You
I
just don't-
can't. I
you
can't
know,
function. There's only so many hours in the day. I have shit to do. When COVID was rolling around, there's nothing to do.
It's really good for our brand, Bar Talk. I think one of our last episodes, I went on a 20-minute rant about sobriety, too. So, here I am.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of people though that got on that wagon.
That's another thing I always bring up that's affecting business as well.
I mean, is that a shortage?
Yeah.
There's people that.
Drinkers.
Yeah.
There is a drinker shortage for sure coming out of this. And it's not something you manufacture. It's just people found other things to do with their time. They only drank when they went out. And then they figured out other shit to do because they couldn't go out. So
Right.
now either they built bars in their basement or they decided to take up another hobby like running or exercising or they bought a fucking Peloton. Like, that's what people do now is that, and it's good, I guess. It's bad for business, but I like that people are in better, you don't see it, but better mental states and physical states. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, we had a issue recently where we posted about our margarita glass painting at Los Jefes, El Jefes, no?
Los. Oh,
No,
Hefes.
Jefes, just
Just
Jefes.
Hefes. A better bar and grill.
And so we used an image from a previous night, and I got a message being like, hey, can you change that picture? That one wasn't a serious, drunk, accident involving alcohol. And I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, right. Yeah, she's
Oh,
fine
shit.
now. And then I had to ask him, like, was she the one? And she's like, yeah, she was the one. And I'm like, oh shit.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I'm like, sorry, didn't know. So, yes, it's been a weird couple of years. But I feel like we've kind of discussed the supply chain enough.
Yeah, you get the point.
Yeah.
Shit's hard to get, or at least harder to get than it used to be. Be patient with your.
It's not our
bartenders
fault,
and
it's
stuff.
yours.
Yeah, please.
Let me ask you guys, have you seen these I know everyone shared them on social media at some point. Signs that restaurants put out that say something along the lines of, be nice to our employees. Not everyone's sitting at home.
Right.
That kind of thing. When I see them on social media, I'm like, funny. But would you ever put something out there like?
No, because I think you should do that no matter what the fuck the case is.
Yeah,
it's
I
not. It
agree
shouldn't take a
completely.
pandemic for you not to be a dickhead.
I know. And it's funny because I think a lot of the businesses that do that see their servers and bartenders going through some shit with the clientele that we're seeing right now. And they want to like stand up for them.
Yeah.
But it almost invites it more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
the way to stand up for them is great. Get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Like, you want to defend your employees, you kick out the people who are the problem. You don't, like, ask people to be nice. It's like...
It's almost
Nailed it.
It's setting a bad tone walking into the place.
Yep.
Correct.
Being like, almost like our people are going to be mean to you, and we don't care.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Or you're
Right.
just not going to get good service or something like that because
Yeah.
Right.
like
I like the ones I do like, and I've seen like a few chains kind of do it, where it's like, hey, listen, the people that are here today, they're working a lot of hours, they're doing their best. We appreciate your patience in this time. Thank you again for still choosing us. I like that as a message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's okay, but it is also kind of looking for an excuse not to get the. I guess having a broad statement to kind of say, hey, we're shorthanded, we're doing our best. It's okay. We all know. Like, it's,
Yeah.
you know what I
To me,
mean?
that's
We
the
all
thing. Is
know.
like, yeah, of course.
Right, we all are dealing with it, and like Fish said, you just kind of deal with it case by case and get rid of the dickheads,
yep.
Fine, I won't go there anymore.
Thank God, finally,
That's all it took is that sign.
finally.
Jeez, Dan had to go get a job in fucking Boston, so I won't go bother him. Kyle Ware, question. Oh, nope, that's not the right one. Sorry, Kyle.
Off to a great start.
Yeah, whatever. Go fuck yourself. Remember that 30 minutes you were nice to me? That was a good time.
You got like a whole 45 minutes to an hour, right?
That was like 3 weeks ago for the listeners.
All right. Sorry, I lost the question.
We're sorry you lost the question, too.
I love when Fish has a microphone.
Yeah, who gave that guy a fucking microphone?
If you don't say anything about me not having a mic, I wouldn't have gotten one, Andy. So whose fault is this really?
All right.
Touche.
Corey Hubako. Yeah, sure. Do you mind your significant other hang out at the bar you work at when you're working?
That's a good one. I don't actually. I met my wife that way, but
That's pre-significant
That's
other.
pre-significant.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I guess early on she hung out a couple times when we were like dating in the first couple months, but then that ended quick when she got sick of me. I mind it as a manager when my bartender has their significant other hanging out at the bar for their entire shift.
Yep.
Do you run into that over at Stats at all?
Not too. We're too busy.
Yeah.
To do it like a little bit, but like not really.
How about at BBC? Did you ever have that?
Not really.
No.
Maybe like one or two people, but never anything too big.
Never in like interrupted business or anything
No,
like that?
no. Once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think we've all had like one or two moments when you're managing where you get that fine line. I've had a couple instances over at Speedwell
Yeah.
where
I don't care if it doesn't affect. Like, if you can still do your job, perfect.
Right.
And I honestly think it's not usually the staff person that's the issue. It's the significant other.
Correct.
Because they're like, why aren't you paying attention to me? Or then they drink and they're like, why are you flirting with that person?
Jealous
that's
boyfriend.
my fucking job.
Yeah, I've seen that a couple times. The
Well,
jealous
it's not boyfriend too. It's girlfriends too.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never seen a guy. No, you're right. It's all coming back to me.
Yeah.
So how do you handle it? Do you just, do you talk to your staff member and say, hey, listen, I'd appreciate it if you didn't have your significant other at the bar?
I would go to them first
Yeah.
because I feel like it's all escalation. So if you talk to them first, like you gotta assume that their significant other will take it better from them.
Yeah.
But I'll do it. Like,
Right.
I mean, or BBC, I told some person he can't come in anymore
Yep.
because of that. He was being an issue.
Right.
Like I said, I don't care if you're there and you're spending your money there. Perfect. But if you're a distraction or you're affecting business, then that's an issue. So.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta, again, once
Yeah.
again, case by case. But I've had it before. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mostly, I've had the two fresh ones that pop in my mind were jealous boyfriends sitting at the bar for 4 to 5 hours at a time.
Yep.
Basically making sure no one said anything to their significant other while they were bartending, and drinking the whole time too. So it got less and less rational as the the day went on. And yeah, sure, they're spending money, but is that bartender charging their significant other for every drink?
Yep.
Are they taking up a seat? It's just like, just a shitty situation. And I don't know how you can't, like, I don't know. I guess you could have your own protocols. You can ban it. Like,
You could always make it so that person can't sit in their person section, or
That's
like
true.
like that. Like I've worked at places where it's like that. So
That's
like
true.
you couldn't sit in Yun's bar. You had to sit at a table or something like
right.
that. So
I think that's probably the best way to do it.
that's the only way you can police it if you want to police it. If not,
Yeah.
you got to talk to your staff, because obviously if it's affecting their job, it doesn't matter who they are.
Right.
Like,
and if they genuinely just come in because they enjoy your product, then sure, you can do that.
Yeah.
At this table.
yep.
Right.
And that brings in kind of where's that line drawn? Like, what if it's their parents? What if it's their best friend? You know,
Right.
where do you put that line? Like, I could see a best friend being the same kind of issue, maybe not a jealousy thing, but more of a real distraction.
Right.
Parents, maybe, depending, if it's like a helicopter mom kind of situation.
Right.
But where do you draw that line? At some point, you got to be like, well, I know the guy,
Right.
but I don't know.
Right.
He's my neighbor's cousin's brother. Like I've met him, but
With the best friend thing, I don't think there would be, other than them not paying, like getting free drinks, which is then your bartender or your server's in trouble.
Yeah.
No, that's up to them to make sure the person's charged. But if they're getting charged and they're not, like, I don't see a best friend getting jealous. Like,
no, not jealous,
yeah,
but more just being
maybe hogging, needy, hogging some of the attention. That's
kinda,
true.
That kind of.
But you can run in with that on just a random customer too. So
Right.
like, you kind of, it's on your bartender, your waitress, your server, your whoever,
Right.
to be able to do their job and multitask that way. So
Right. Huh. Yeah, it's a good one. I liked your answer, Dan. I think that's the way I would do it. Is like, hey, I don't mind this your significant comment, especially if it's like a bartender and then they started dating a regular.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's fine. Like, and then see how it goes the first couple of weeks. Then it becomes, it's just like, hey, they were coming in here before you guys started dating or whatever. Just they got to sit at a table or they got to sit at a different section.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair way to handle it.
All right, this is an interesting question that we've definitely never gotten before. Samantha Frank, I need opinions, please. So I'm getting married next month, and my fiance and I decided to do a whiskey blending unity ceremony. I don't know what that means. What whiskey/bourbons would you suggest would be good to blend? It will be aged for a year. Oh. Blended. It will be aged for a year blended.
You go to like a Scotch distillery or something. Or,
yeah, I don't really know how. You just pour them fucking bottles together and
I guess. I
put
don't
them
know.
in a jar and.
I think it's barrel. I think it's like.
Well, that's what I mean. So it's,
Yeah.
if you're doing a barrel, you don't really probably have every option. It's probably where you're doing it.
Yeah.
So.
True.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So like.
I was
that's
wondering, I'm like, what are they going to mix two whiskeys into a shot?
Yeah,
like,
well,
I was
that's
like,
what
what
I
the
mean,
hell is
like-
that?
Are you
I
like
know.
pour Maker's Mark and Basil
Right.
Hayden together?
I
we
looked
go.
this up because, I had no damn clue. So basically, what you do is you mix two basically plain whiskeys.
Yep.
And you're aging them together, kind of like as or quote unquote romantic.
Oh, so that like you drink it on your anniversary kind
I guess
of
so,
thing?
yeah.
Yeah, a year later, and then, or if it's like a barrel, I think you bottle it, and it's kind of like you get like
It's like a wedding gift.
Yeah,
yeah,
5
yeah,
years
yeah.
later or whatever.
right.
Huh. Well, I wouldn't suggest Screwball.
Peanut butter whiskey,
I don't know. I mean, depends what the other whiskey is.
jelly whiskey. That'd be a strong marriage.
It's a classic.
Oh God. I don't think we can. I think you talk to the distiller if you're spending that much money on doing this
Yeah.
ceremony.
Well, not-
If you're doing-
like what he
even
says,
small
though.
barrels still not cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're just getting a big container and putting stuff in, it's what you like.
Right.
Yeah.
But
But it's
also,
cool.
I suppose it also depends on what are you aging it in. Like, what kind of barrel? Is it a
Yeah.
wine barrel?
Yeah.
Is it a
That-
barrel?
I mean,
tequila
figure,
barrel?
Yeah,
or-
figure out what your end result is, and then talk to somebody who knows whiskey because that's what you want. You don't want to like mix whiskey. You want to mix the stuff that's going to end up as a whiskey, and you kind of want the final product to be good.
Yeah.
So
Email our friends at Dirty Water Distillery.
yeah, talk to people who know whiskey about what your final product wants to be.
What
And
you got to
take
know
it
what
from
you
there.
like. And that's
Yeah.
it. Like,
And that's kind of the cool part of it, right? It's supposed to
Yeah.
be a unity ceremony.
Yeah.
So The husband picks what he really likes. You pick what you really like.
If you don't like smoky shit, don't fucking put a scotch and a bourbon together. 'cause
Correct.
it's
And
gonna
if
be
you drink it a
gross.
year later and it tastes like shit, well, your marriage is doomed.
That should be part of the engagement period. You
It sounds to me like they don't
can't
know
make
enough
these
about,
life choices
Yeah,
together.
there you go. They don't know enough about whiskey where it would probably make a difference at the end of the day anyway.
Yeah, the
It's
key
just-
is to go around sampling enough whiskey to figure out what you want, and then, frankly, at that point, you're fine.
You
You're not looking to win
Jack
awards.
Daniels with Jim Beam. Fucking wear your wife beaters.
What was that? The Four Horsemen? You do Jack, Jameson. No, Jameson wasn't one of them.
Jack, Jim, Jose, and
Johnny Walker?
Yes.
Yes.
Ugh.
The Four Horsemen.
Yep.
I did that on my 21st birthday.
That was a staple for my group of friends when we all turned 21.
Yep.
You got bought a Four Horsemen.
And then Jameson got
ridiculed.
invited to the party later. I think he did. It was like, no, the other one when there was 5.
It was the Three Wise Men,
Oh, 3 Wise Men.
which I think it was just the 3 whiskeys without Jose.
You're right. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. Yeah, you got rid of the
Like,
Jose.
putting tequila in whiskey is just mean.
Yeah.
That's
especially
it should be
Jose.
outlawed. Like you get one or the other. You don't get to do both.
Any tequila that says caramel color added on the bottle,
Oh.
kick
Yeah.
it to the side.
Yeah,
I'm talking about tequila a lot.
I know.
it's a great product.
It
High
is.
demand.
All right. This one is Pete Lulo. I have been asked to work an outdoor house party for about 25 people in Park Slope, Brooklyn. I don't have all the details yet. What should I ask for per hour for the different scenarios, setting up, breaking down, tip or no tip, cup, full bar? I feel like we have done.
We
some-
did a
yeah.
different version of it.
You need the details, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like the
You can't ask for stuff if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, do
He's
the math.
Are you opening Bud Lights for all those hipsters?
Yeah.
Oh, not Bud Lights, High Life. Sorry.
High
Sorry.
lives.
In
You know what?
PBRs.
Figure out what you make in a night, divide it by the hour, and then charge that plus.
We said double.
convenience.
Ask for double.
Yeah,
right?
it's a double.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what if you're just working the keg pump at a keg party?
Double,
Double.
Free beer. Yeah, $10.
triple. I'm not. If I'm doing that, no. I need more. I need more to deal with that crap.
Well, it depends on
You're not
how old you are.
No, but if I'm bartending, and if I'm dealing with a bunch of drunk frat boys, I'm gonna charge extra.
Yeah, come up with a number you think it's worth and then double it and ask for that. And the worst thing I'm going to say is, ooh, I don't know, can we do it for this much? And then it's still going to be more than what you were originally going to ask
Truth.
for. Know your worth.
Yeah, and make sure you're not lugging kegs up flights of stairs.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
that, then quadruple it.
Yeah.
Okay. This is Marcos Tejeda.
Tejada.
Sure. It's expected that the questions will try to make. Wow. Okay. This is not me. All right.
Never Andy.
It's expected that. Oh, the guests. Sorry. Will try to make conversation, but there's a fine or not so fine line between trying to engage and being noisy. Which questions do you think are inappropriate for guests to ask to you while you're bartending?
That's a good one.
It's on you.
Yeah, right? Where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
I think anything if you're a bartender that's pretty transparent and like uses personal jokes and stuff like that and it's involved people with, you got to know, I guess it's up to both of you to know where to draw the line.
An easy guideline is the 3 no-nos. No politics, no religion, no money.
Yeah, don't talk about my moms.
But she's a great lady.
I said, don't talk about her.
What did I just say?
Yeah,
doesn't take
politics
compliments
and
well.
religion obviously can lead to some heated, but I'm thinking specific questions. As a patron, you shouldn't be asking personal
Measurements.
defining questions. It could be, but
Both
more
morally
like,
and physically.
where do you live specifically? Like the person's like, oh, I live here in town. Like you shouldn't be like,
what's your address?
what's your address? Like what street you live on? Like where in town do you live?
That's a good one.
I feel like that's
Which window am I supposed to break in? Yeah.
Yeah, like
Stuff.
once
What's the most covering bush you have in your front yard?
once it falls into kind of like this.
What time do you shower?
And as a bartender, you can pretty much tell those, right? Because there's some people be like, who's entirely innocent, being like, "Oh, I live downtown too," whatever.
Right.
But
As a good bartender
Recently-
can deflect.
yeah,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a good point, too.
that's part of that personality of being a bartender, where you can just crack a joke and
Don't take it home with you.
yeah.
Yeah, literally. Don't take it. Yeah, that's true. Let it roll off. Yeah, I would say measurements too. Don't do that.
That's-
Like, don't slide a note across the bar that says 9.5. Carl.
But that's not even just a bartender. That's just
don't do
just
that.
don't do that. Like, in what world does that work out?
Oh my god.
Well, this was something that we were talking about. Marcy Wright, we were talking about shots. She says, what are some good recipes for shots that include Rumchata besides Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
I was gonna say
The
Cinnamon
only
Toast
one
Crunch.
I know.
You can do like a pumpkin pie shot.
Yeah,
Pumpkin something, vanilla vodka, Rumchata.
right. I imagine it'd be good with coffee too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could do like some sort of coffee shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we did on Bar Talk Day Drinking out on YouTube.
Breakfast drinks.
Breakfast drinks. We did a drink that Dan was convinced it was Rumchata in, I think. He was talking about
Convinced
it.
of a lot of things, Andy.
Yeah.
That shouldn't feed me
I mean,
booze
you guys are
at
pretty drunk. But,
10 a.m.
But it was like I think there was like peach schnapps and milk. I forget what else was in it. Watch the episode. But I feel like you could replace the rum with Rumchata.
Yeah.
And, you know?
It's PSL season too.
There
Pumpkin
you go.
spice latte, baby.
Yep. Baby
Alright.
Guinness with Rumchata instead of Bailey's.
That'd be delicious.
Yeah.
That'd be really good. I mean, basically, rumchata just tastes like bread pudding. Like, put it anything that has cinnamon and vanilla and yeah.
We got some, when we were on vacation, we got some like Mai Tai drink with Rumchata in it. It sounded
Really?
weird, but it was really good. So I don't remember what was in it because I had a couple of drinks at that time.
Sounds good. How about a painkiller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that creme de coca, right?
Painkiller's got nutmeg, creme de coconut.
Oh, yeah, I've had those. Those are
Dude,
good.
the poor guys make like the best fucking painkiller.
Surfside Smokehouse.
Do they do a good one?
Yeah.
Creme de coconut just creeps me out.
Because it's definitely not either.
Yeah.
Christy Lee Sides. Who are your least favorite sports fans to take care of, and why is it Dallas fans?
Mine is the Red Sox fans that think they like the Red Sox, but they stop paying attention when they're supposed to win, be in the playoffs maybe, and
The roasting continues.
I don't care. You can watch whatever fucking team you want.
I don't mind Dallas fans because when they're rooting for the Yankees, the Lakers are on the other TV.
So those guys are Patriots fans for a little bit too.
I don't mind any specific team fan. I mind. So I had an example yesterday. We worked during the Patriots game, and there was just a guy. I was in the kitchen, and there was a guy at the end of the bar, so he was the closest seat to the window to the kitchen. I could hear everything he was yelling at the TV, and it's basically the guy that thinks he's smarter than Bill Belichick. Like I get it. I get it. You're passionate, but you're trying to prove to like everyone in the bar that you know a lot about football by screaming at the TV.
Yep.
And no one thinks you know a lot about. No one is looking at you going, "Wow, that guy really
bro,
knows
they
his
better call
stuff."
him in next.
Yeah.
I don't like.
call sports radio.
I like the combative fans. Like you like your team, I like my team. Like, fuck you.
Right.
Whatever. Like,
Right.
I hate LeBron. You like LeBron.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fight with you about it.
I'm not going to change my opinion.
Maybe a couple
You're not.
green tea shots I will, but oh, that Rumchata.
Out of market sports fans are tough because you don't always carry the games that they want to watch, especially during football season.
Oh,
I
see,
don't
that-
have the Sunday.
This
ticket.
is my life
Oh.
now because we have every sports package, every TV. Like Saturdays, college football time, I'm a
Yep.
TV remote. But it's fine because you have so many different people. And being in Boston, like it's a random New York game will pack my bar
right.
because everyone's around there. So I said, I don't give a fuck about your team, but I like that you care
Right.
enough to come spend money to watch it. So
Fantasy football is kind of annoying too.
Yeah.
Because they need to have their game on.
Sports
because they're
gamblers?
fantasy- Yeah, sports gamblers. I don't get too many of those.
because you only have 2 TVs, that's
Yeah,
why.
you're
Yeah.
right.
Can you put on this little league fucking game? Like, nah, man. You shouldn't bet on kids.
I also don't like the people who, if there is live music, who demand to have the sound on and it's not a playoff game.
That's a great point. Yeah, that's a great point.
Like, if it's a playoff game, I get it.
Yeah, and that's kind of up to us as like the people who book the music and stuff like that to make sure you don't have music on nights where there's like a big game, even if you don't care,
Right.
which more often than not I don't. You got to kind of read the room, and the musicians don't want to play in a room full of angry sports fans either.
Right.
They're just trying to do their job. So I blame the bar owner or the person
Yeah,
who books the
but
music.
he's saying not a
Yeah,
not
I'm
playoff
saying-
game.
yeah,
like,
non-playoff,
regular
yeah.
season game. You're not.
Because you can get
Yeah.
someone who's
Go home and
the
watch it.
Twins and are Twins and Astros still baseball teams?
Yeah, there you
All
go.
right.
Yeah.
Are playing.
They're even in the
And
same
neither of them are
league.
playing. Yeah.
I'm so proud of
No,
you right now.
Astros at AL West and
I know, but they're in the American League.
oh, they're in American League.
Yeah,
yes.
baby
yeah.
steps, Jordan.
Don't tell me, Jordan.
Right.
I got to grade Andy on a very, very shallow.
I'm just happy they're both baseball teams that are current.
Fair enough.
But like you'll have someone that wants that game on, and they'll be like, "Well, I want the sound on," and they'll be like, "No,
Yeah,
like,
no.
no one
Yeah,
else
'cause
gives
no one
a
else-
shit about
yeah,
that
right.
game,
Yep.
and we're not shutting down the band." Or
Getting
the
less and
guy.
less of that now with streaming services and people watching shit on their phones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I think people.
I don't have
kinda
too many
get it.
people fight me for sound anymore.
All right, if you have your sound on your phone on at a bar, you deserve to die.
Correct.
Yeah.
You're a horrible, horrible.
'Cause-
Or at
Probably-
least your phone deserves to die, and it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
the phone's fault. But
It's not the phone's fault.
Yeah.
You're a terrible person.
Yep.
Lecter Bennett. Anyone using augmented reality for their cocktail menu, I could definitely have a wow factor.
The fuck does that mean?
I don't know. I mean, I know what augmented reality.
Like, when you have your phone,
Yeah.
it's so cool.
basically you're trying to like hold up and get, I don't know, like almost like fake 3D models of the drink on your phone camera.
You know, there's like filters on fucking Snapchat. Say when you hold up your phone and like you can have like a Tyrannosaurus run across and freaking or a spider crawl across your face. That's augmented reality.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like VR fucking goggles.
Well,
yeah.
wait,
I mean, basically
Not
that's
far
kinda-
off from that.
I mean, close
but-
enough, but you could almost have like the mixing of the drink. Like this is pouring, the whole thing was shaking, pouring the glass.
I mean, I feel like it's cool, but you'd
Wait,
have to be
so-
like super upscale because the cost of doing that's
can't
gotta be
imagine that would-
ridiculous.
It's on like your menu, or like when you look up like your.
There's probably a
So-
QR code on the menu or something like that. I would imagine.
There was.
But it's not like when you get the drink. It fucking.
Shit.
If you hold the phone up to it, I think so. Yeah.
Really?
There
I think
was.
so, yeah. It probably has special glassware or
Yeah.
maybe a garnish that.
There was a beer company that put out coasters, and I wish I could remember who it was. I want to say they had like a little gnome of some kind as like their
Okay.
logo or something. And they put out coasters, and you could hold up your phone over the coaster, and the coaster would animate. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, Narragansett did cool shit
Yeah.
like that, I think, for a little while.
Yeah.
But I feel like the cost of doing it just.
Yeah, I
That's
can't
where we're
imagine
going,
that.
though.
I mean, it sounds cool.
It sounds
I wanna
awesome.
see
That's
that.
why I picked that question. I'm like,
And you pay to put the technology in place once, and then after that, you can pretty much customize it to however you want. And that's what people are into. I bet you right now, because we're on the East Coast, it hasn't hit us yet, but over in Silicon Valley and shit, where, people going out to drink after, these techies after work and shit, they're probably liking that sort of
yeah,
thing.
for
you
sure.
know?
And you probably be able to get someone to program it for you a lot easier
Yeah,
in
right.
that area.
I mean,
Interns are for Andy.
I know.
Bar credits. Like,
Yeah.
you want to look, you do this, your tab's covered for the month.
right. It's sort of like the indoor bar equivalent to like a building putting a mural on the side of their building so people would take selfies in front of it. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
that interactive,
Yep.
like it's us reconciling with social media and realizing that's really what's kind of powering the motivation of the next generation,
Yep.
That I mean, it's a great point because I mean you have like those wings down in Nashville that everyone who goes to Nashville has to take their picture in front of.
Right.
You have this business model now where they set up sets from Friends and you paid to go in and take selfies and there's
Oh, it's like
Right.
all the pictures in Jordan's bathroom that people draw that we all get to take pictures of.
Yeah. So like it,
Put augmented reality in there.
Yeah.
yeah, or
People
just
go sit on the toilet and you pull up your phone and all of a sudden there's a fucking zombie looking at you.
Yeah.
Jordan just standing there like don't
Yeah,
draw on my
don't
fucking
do
walls.
there.
But it'd be interesting to see like how people incorporate technology into their restaurant. Like, is there a spot? Hypothetically, could you reach out to whoever owns? I'm assuming it's Nintendo owns Pokemon and be like, I want a
You can.
specific Pokemon that's only available in my restaurant.
So you can. Pokemon Go. I remember when that was huge, like 3 or 4 years ago,
Oh my
and
God,
people were walking all over
yeah.
Plymouth. I loved it. And people were like annoyed by it.
I thought
but
it was great.
I thought it was great. You saw a bunch of people who hadn't seen the light of the sun for years,
Yeah.
out and about, getting some exercise, playing a game they really loved. But apparently, when that really started kind of blowing up, businesses were investing money with Pokemon Go, saying, "Hey, can you put a Charizard in my?"
I remember
basement?"
talking to our owners about it.
Really?
Across the street, and I was like, "Yo, we should do this," but they weren't very good forward thinkers, so we didn't do it.
It's smart.
Yeah.
It's wicked smart. And it started with the check-ins on Facebook 10 years ago.
Yep.
Where everyone wanted to be checked in and
Snapchat geofilters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're just a matter of time before we realize we have to get with it, And
Yeah.
We'll have to make a bar.
I feel like
talk,
we're a
yeah.
very slow transitioning industry in that regard.
It's hard, especially
Yeah.
right now, because we're just trying to do what we do best.
Yeah.
And we're having so many obstacles doing that. But this
Yep.
is the kind of thing when on the previous episode we recorded, we were talking about events. And this is the kind of thing where I feel like I've fallen behind because it took 2 years off of constantly trying to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
I was just trying to stay open.
Right,
Now
right.
we're at this point where we're talking about augmented reality, and I'm like, fuck, I could do that.
Yeah,
Why
like,
haven't
what
I?
could you do? Yeah.
Right,
I mean, the upside of that is everyone else kind of was there with you, so it's not like you're behind. It's just everyone's stopped.
It's not going to
true.
be the
So
people
you're
that have been
not
there for a
sitting-
while
you're not
doing
like,
it.
oh God, I'm lagging. It's
True.
like you just
Yeah.
have to kind of pick yourself back up and get going again.
This
Yep.
is true. And we all learned how to use QR codes and digital menus and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we did learn a lot through the pandemic, but that's just the kind of exciting shit that's around the corner that
Yeah.
it's not that new liquor or alcohol or
And not just
food
that
item.
you as a business learn QR codes. QR codes are now so much more ingrained with the public knowledge
Right.
that people who before wouldn't know or wouldn't even use it now are like, oh yeah,
Right.
I know what that is.
Well,
I'm
even-
not going to wait for a menu. I'm going to pull
Yeah.
up the.
Even look at your phone.
Right.
You don't
Yeah.
need to have an app anymore to do it. It just your camera will
Camera does it,
absolutely
yeah.
pick it up.
Right.
Yep.
And that, to the point, it might not be a better time than now to implement something like that because
Yeah.
even the older generations are more familiar with things. They're a little bit more welcome to it because I kind of had to begrudgingly in the beginning, but now they're like, oh, this is just another QR code kind of thing. And, it's a cool way, especially in a tourist town like Plymouth where you could kind of use that for tourists and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
because I could see if you're not in a tourist area where it's something that you roll it out, everyone's like, oh, that's super cool, and check this out, and look at this, and da-da-da. And then after like 2 months, no one gives a shit anymore.
Right.
Because they know the menu. I've seen the video. So like,
So this winter, coming to Speedwell, Jordan's interactive egg roll menu. First off, smallpox in a
You
blanket.
kind of read my mind.
smallpox in a blanket. You need to make that an egg roll. That'd be fucking
I've done everything
horrible, I
else.
think. I think that'd be bad.
Might as well do it twice.
Mark Nettles. And I'm asking this also because I am curious, because I'm not saying that I bought a giant bottle of this for Bar Talk Day drinking and now there's a giant bottle. What are your favorite recipes using maraschino liqueur?
That's a tough one because everything just ends up tasting like maraschino liqueur. Right?
Maraschino cherry, right?
No,
Kind-
so maraschino liqueur is, I don't know everything about it, but I know the flavor because it's used in a lot of fossil drinks and a lot of these mixologist drinks. I'll
Yeah.
do it with the quotes. But it's used in a lot of
Jordan
old-
hates mixologists.
I don't hate mixologists. I hate pretentious
He
people.
hates your suspenders.
He's jealous of your mustache.
yeah.
See, you guys are doing the work for me. I didn't even have to say anything. But maraschino liquor is, a little goes a long way.
Yep.
It's heavily herbed. It is like a less invasive version of like falernum or it's like an amaro, like a fernet or something like that.
Okay.
So like a lillet.
Don't know any of these
I
things.
know, he's saying
Yeah.
these things. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck he's
It's like
talking
one of the
about.
most complicated things I can name
I've
right
heard
now.
several
You're gonna have that bottle
words
for a long
before.
time. Andy, you're gonna have that bottle for a long time. Unless
Yeah.
you host like some sort of cocktail party where you're forcing this down people's throats.
I feel like the next 4 Bar Talk Day drinkings are going to be like, oh, maraschino liqueur cocktails again.
Just put it in sangria.
Yeah.
well, that's not a bad idea. So yeah, that's a great answer. A sangria, like an autumn sangria, something like that. I
Yep.
mean, we're kind of in the season, or even a winter one. That would be great, but you can't use a lot of it. It's
Yeah.
bitter. It's
It's a
Depends how
giant
much
fucking.
sangria.
yeah, and it's like a bottle of vermouth. Like you're only going to use a half ounce to an ounce per cocktail on it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I hope
Yeah.
it's a pretty bottle.
I mean, it's got like a whisker.
It's going to sit right next to your
friend.
Frangelico.
So it's Luxardo.
Yeah,
Luxardo
yeah.
maraschino liqueur. Yeah, I mean you can use it for a lot of, if you go back in the old cocktail. It's great in whiskey.
Yeah.
Just do a little splash of it. It's kind of like a supplement for like a sweet vermouth and bitters.
Oh, okay.
What if you make your own maraschino cherries?
But it's not that kind of thing.
Well, what the fuck?
It's
Why are
called
they called maraschino
liqueur.
cherries?
I don't know. Because maraschino cherries were something like that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Where they were actually in like a good liqueur, and now they're just red number 40,
And sugar.
they're barely even cherries. I
Yeah.
think they don't even consider them have any nutritional value at all. It's one of those foods where you look at it, it's more plastic than it is actual food.
They're cadaver eyeballs.
All right. On that note, This is last call. This is the part of the show where we go around the table and people can plug whatever they like. I don't think Dan is plugging Maraschino Cherries.
Or any cherries.
Or any cherries. Any cherries at all? What are the really nice ones? The
Like Bing?
Luxardo does cherries.
Is it Luxardo ones?
Yeah, they do
They're
a
like
little-
darker. Yeah,
I thought those were maraschino cherries.
They are, but they're like real ones. Those
Yeah,
are
this
the
is
real
bullshit.
Not like the $20 jar you get from Cisco where they're like
Yeah,
fire
the
engine.
$20 little fucking jar you get.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. That's maraschino cherries. And even those, like, kind of like, I don't know. They're like black olives more than a cherry.
Yeah, purple olives.
Purple olives.
Yeah.
So this part where we go around, we plug whatever we want, and we're gonna start with Dan Mahoney.
I'm going to plug fuck maraschino cherries.
Thank you for sponsoring us.
Come next day drinking, we only eat maraschino cherries.
Roses, maraschino cherries.
I don't know. Fuck cherries.
That's it.
That's
Okay,
in general.
That sounds like a Dan
Yeah.
type of thing. Jordo.
I got nothing. I really have nothing. Shit. How about we plug? I'm like looking around. What businesses are?
Yeah.
Who can we plug? Support your local musicians. Go check out Live Music's back. They were shut down as long as we were. I know we've shouted them out before. But if you're in Plymouth or whatever town you are from and where you're listening, go support your local musicians. They're good people. They're entertaining you. They're talented.
Here, I'll plug New World Tavern because they sponsor the show every episode pretty much, and they're doing lots of
true.
new stuff, and they get
Good call.
some
Speaking of live music.
new management.
Yeah, they've been
Friend of
making
the
some
show.
changes.
Yes.
Yeah.
No longer Jess. Carl says she can't come on anymore.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to kind of do a double plug because
Typical Andy.
I know, right?
Loves his double
Yeah.
plugs.
So our friends at Kick It Customs are on an Inebriar podcast recently. They do custom sneakers. You should check them out. And
How'd you meet them?
I met them at the Waterfront Festival.
Oh, fuck. I thought it was me.
We talked about them afterwards.
Good people.
Yeah, and great people. And they had done a couple sneakers for Munchies and More. Munchies and More.
Munchies and milkshakes?
Monkeys,
Monkeys and
Monkeys and
Milkshakes.
Milkshakes. I always get their
They
goddamn.
did a Speedwell pair, too.
Yeah, Munchies and Milkshakes, which is a little shop here in Plymouth that specializes in milkshakes. But here's the inner secret, and I don't really want everyone to know. They make kick-ass breakfast sandwiches.
Yeah.
Dude, I had one the other day. It was egg, cheese, bacon, sausage on a Portuguese roll that they turn into French toast. And they
Fuck
give you
yeah.
like some syrup to dip it in. Dude, so fucking good.
Those Portuguese rolls of the bolos, like the little like
Yeah,
like English
yeah.
muffins, but they're like port.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
have port wine in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the perfect thing to make in French toast. with.
Dude, it was fucking awesome.
Well, great, thanks. Now my staff's gonna be pissed because that's what they've been going for their breakfast sandwiches. Is gonna be a longer line.
All the people in the know go. Not that many people listen to the show. It's fine. But yeah, go check them out. Support them. They also make good deli sandwiches and ice cream and all sorts of shit. So if you want to reach us with your questions, complaints, and Jordan's staff can send us hate mail for me blowing up their breakfast spot at bartalkcast@gmail.com. And you can find us on all social medias at bartalkcast. And that's it, fellas.
Love you.
Bye.
And thanks for checking out the show today, listeners. If you enjoyed the content today, you can go over to patreon.com/inebriart to support the show. You can join over there for just a few dollars a month and help us provide this fun content that you just checked out. You can also email us at inebriart.com with your questions, complaints, and concerns, or you can find us on all social medias at inebriart or at inebriart6 on Instagram. And also don't forget to check out our other shows, Bar Talk Podcast, Old Colony Cast, Inebriart, and all the other shows on the Inebriart Network, which you can find at inebriart.com. Thanks again for listening.